It's all going in the workshop today. We've got work going on a Nissan Leaf over here that's having a little issue with its CHAdeMO charging. What is it? What's the fault?
It's an isolation error.
Isolation error.
So I was at Hilton Park Services on the way back from the NEC motor show, and I charged at southbound on the way to the show, which was nice because otherwise I'd had nothing to get home. and then it was cold weather, so I thought my 12 volt had got so low that it couldn't hold the contactors closed, because I'd seen lots of other Leafs charging it. Well, one charged before me and one nipped in after me when I failed, so I knew it was my car and not the charger at that point. And what did I do? Cleared all the faults on Leaf Spy. I should say this has got like a muck-sand pack in the back as well, so there's this added complication there.
Yeah, so you got upgraded range.
And I've also recently put an AC heater here and a diesel heater here. So we suspect that.
Franken-Leaf.
Yeah. This is not something I can take back to Nissan. They'd be happy to like tinker with, or they even quote me a silly price. They would just say, no, we don't want to touch that because my
tell you what the price of a new car is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, it may be, and this is a maybe. We'll rule this out. It may be that somehow it's getting an isolation error on the 5 kilowatt line from to the
heater. Yeah.
And it's because of the new heaters, it's then got path to the chassis ground. So it's, the inverter's trying to measure the leakage from the minus that's always on the high voltage line, not hitting the chassis, and perhaps that's what's throwing it. But honestly, no idea. We're ruling stuff out. We know the heater's broken. It's been broken for about a year. This is the second heater this car's had.
Right.
They're lemons. Don't ever buy a Zeo if you want to be in a warm car. Like get the Sunderland built ones, because they don't rob the range because they're heat exchangers. When they do break, they're fixable, and they don't tend to break. Well, the PTC element may break, but you can fix it.
You can swap that out. Yeah.
Whereas with these, if you want to really fix them, you need to be au fait with like a hot air gun, and surface mount soldering. Actually, if you try and fix them with elements, they're essentially like a toaster that's immersed, right?
Sounds incredibly safe.
They're a 5 kilowatt toaster. And if you change the elements out and they're the different internal resistance to what they had, the heater itself knows that you've changed them, and it sends a message back to the car saying, don't use me. So I have a friend called Mo who had created a bit of software that worked on the LIN bus to tell the car to ignore that silly message. But then the problem you may have is that it also then overrides safety messages to do with is the pre-charge resistor still in place, so you may blow your pre-charge resistor. And in any normal car you don't want to do that, because then you won't go anywhere.
Well, I've done that a few times. It's not fun. It's expensive.
But you put your pre-charge resistor where you can get to it because you've got a DIY car.
True.
I have also done that, but that's not what typical Leaf owners have. So just don't mess around with it is the key message.
So yeah, lots of Leaf surgery going on over here. And over here, I'm going to finally get around to sorting out these bushes so that this subframe can get back in. If I can squeeze past my increasingly tired and not working very well welder. Unfortunately, I can't change these bushes, which I wanted to do because they're a bit tired and cracked. Well, they're very tired and cracked. I ordered some new ones and the wrong ones have come. I'll show you over here. These do not fit. Oh, tripping over. These are the ones I ordered. They look almost right, but actually if you compare them side by side, started this video after making the whole place a trip hazard, you can see that they're just the wrong shape. So I don't know what I've got, but it's not the right bushes. So that'll have to be a future job. I'll have to get through another MOT with those. A bit tired, I suspect, because I'm not going to get those done before I move the car out of here. So yeah, let's get the big bushes done. In order to do that, to minimise chances of getting stuck again, bought a new wire wheel, and I've been going at the inside of this until it's super duper smooth. I might just go over it one more time actually. Looks bent. I don't think it can be bent, but it looks bent. So yeah, I will go over this one more time before trying to insert that bush with lots of lubricant. Again, fill in your own innuendo. Just made some tweaks to my bush removal / insertion tool. Squeezed it up a bit so that it fits better and re-welded it. Weld is behaving a little bit better today, which is nice. While I'm waiting for that to cool, I'm back on the aesthetics. Been laying out the lights a bit more precisely, going back over the regulations, checking everything. So this one has to be less than 400 millimeters from the edge, which it is. So pretty much this edge is 400 millimeters there. The distance between there has to be 100 millimeters, 10 centimeters of clear space between these two, which, well, either fog or reverse light, I can't remember which way around they go, but either way it's going to be symmetrical. There is now exactly that. I've run a new datum line around the bottom, taking a few measurements at various points and running a straight line all the way through and back up to the other side, so that we know that the previous bits of tape, just give me a sort of bit more confidence that the previous bits of tape are in exactly the right place. And yeah, I'm still not 100% convinced about where to go with the number plate, although I have some ideas about how to minimise fabrication for that. But yeah, pretty much ready to start drawing out and cutting holes for those. Then I can make some paper templates for what the cones around them will have to look like. Translate that into CAD and 3D print some pieces, which I can then fiberglass in. That's my plan. There we go, finally, one bush in. Third revision of the tool. I narrowed the arms, made them too narrow, had to cut apart and widen them again. Had to pull the bush out before I could put it back in again. And here's your innuendo bingo, kids. Number 1, make sure your hole's clean. Number 2, put plenty of lube on your shaft. Number 3, put plenty of lube on your bush. Number 4, put plenty of lube in the hole. And then take it nice and slowly. And your bush will go in. So, 2 bushes now in. Can't do the ones on the trailing arms, unfortunately, but they weren't a warning. They do need doing. I think what I'll probably end up doing is fully refurbing the whole assembly that I get off the green car, and then swapping them out the next time this one comes off the road. But I've got plenty of time for that. Crikey, look how rotten those new brake lines look. I'll follow your advice, Paul, next time and use cunifer. Are we good in Nissan Leaf corner?
So what we've done is removed the HV wire and put a blanking plate, which looks like one of these. Exactly like one of these, but without a cable attached.
Yeah, yeah.
So there is physically no path to ground to the chassis via the heater, which is what we suspected would be the problem. The next course of action is to take it to a charger and actually see whether it throws the same fault that's been throwing. And if it does, that's potentially the battery. It could be either one of the batteries. And if that's the case, I'm going to cry a little bit.
You can't see this on camera, but behind the camera, I'm grimacing.
Yeah. At least I've done what I wanted to do today.
Yeah.
So thanks, Tom.
Yeah, no worries. Excellent.
Hopefully it won't be in it too much all the time.
That's it. Very weird episode. Bit of Nissan Leaf stuff, bit of bush changing, maintenance, lubing, and a little bit of bodywork as well. I've now drawn out, if you can see down here, holes on here. This is going to be a non-4K episode, unless I upscale it. Anyway, now drawn out the holes on there, ready for cutting. I'm going to do a final pass of measuring and then cut some holes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Catch you later. Bye-bye.